so much for joining us today. Before we kick this off, I do want to point out to the audience members that we welcome questions. Please post them in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. Type them in as they come up during today's presentation, and we'll address those at the conclusion. So I'd now like to turn this over to Steven Saltzstein, Forest Family Office's CEO.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We greatly appreciate taking time out of your schedule to be with us. Just very quickly, what I would say is real estate tech is very interesting, but real estate tech as an instrument to build an annuity is a fantastic model. And here to tell you more is the team from iApartments. So thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Steve and Callie. Appreciate the intros. So the format today, everyone, is we're going to do a quick little snippet of iApartments to give you a feel for what we're doing here. Steve and I will do some introductions and background on ourselves. I'll tell you a little bit about the origin story and why we started iApartments, and then go into the nuts and bolts into the presentation. But excited to be speaking to everybody today. Thank you for carving out time for us. We have an amazing opportunity right now to be capturing a window of opportunity that's generational, and we are truly the emerging leader providing enterprise level smart home technology for the apartment industry. And this industry itself is a massive $22 billion recurring revenue addressable market. So as Steve mentioned, this is a fantastic, predictable revenue type of business. Steve, if you don't mind, maybe give everybody a little bit of your background.
Thanks, Dave. Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Fisk, co-founder and chief product officer of iApartments. Over the years, I've started up several companies in the IoT, Internet of Things, and smart home spaces. Most notably, with my last company, Unikey, we started what's now considered the smart lock space. So with that company, we would partner with different access control manufacturers to smart enable their portfolios. So there's now around 25 of those companies worldwide, and over 5 million users on that platform. And really why that's relevant to our conversation today and to what we're doing here at iApartments is our first customer in that space, or for that company, was Kwikset Locks here, the largest residential lock manufacturer in North America. So with Kwikset, we actually launched the world's first Bluetooth smart lock, the Kwikset Kivo. And with that partnership, we were one of the early players in what's now considered the smart home space. So we worked very collaboratively with many well-known players. We were Nest first works with Nest partner. We were one of Ring's first integration partners. Samsung was an investor of ours, so we worked closely with them on a number of their initiatives like SmartThings. And we're also a founding contributor to Apple's smart home platform, Apple HomeKit. So I've taken a lot of those learnings forward here to iApartments with a view on usability to really enable this to be utilized by the masses. So a 5-year-old to a 90-year-old can use it and use it without instruction. And I don't just mean residents, I also mean the on-site team members, the leasing team, the maintenance teams, to be able to use this easily and use it without instruction. So looking forward to telling you more today. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. So Steve is what we call our domain expert in the IoT or Internet of Things space. So of course, it's fantastic to have a resident technologist helping lead the charge here. So a little bit about myself. Again, Dave Magriso, I'm co-founder and CEO. I started a number of companies in the 90s, so I'm probably your classic disruptor type of entrepreneur. Most notably a company called Valet Living. So if you guys know of anybody that lives in an apartment, or if you guys happen to live in an apartment yourself, you may be getting doorstep trash and recycling pickup 5 nights a week, or sometimes even 7 nights a week. And that service, which was the very first amenity as a service for the apartment industry, was invented by me here in Tampa, Florida, back in 1996. So that was a classic grassroots business. I had no money, no resources, no contacts. Was picking up trash at night and selling the dream during the day. And we were able to take that company to be a wildly successful national platform. When I left, we had over 400,000 apartments around the country. We had 1,400 employees. We sold to private equity in New York, a great company called New Mountain Capital. So when I left in 2012, it kept on growing. It's now a multi-billion-dollar company. It's definitely a ubiquitous service that is expected throughout the entire industry. And it was groundbreaking because it was not only solving problems for our customer, which is the multifamily or apartment owners, but also providing fantastic enhanced experience for our customer's customer, which are the renter or the residents. So after that company, I founded a company and sold that as well, which was an energy efficiency company, also selling to the multifamily owners nationally. And after that company, I was really looking for the next big revolutionary technology for the apartment industry. And I knew it had to check a lot of boxes for me to do it. Something that I could definitely use my playbook from Valet Living and use that as a rinse and repeat model. But I was looking specifically for technology. So something that would add both operational value and value to the residents to enhance their experience. I wanted something very sticky with long-term contracts, recurring, predictable revenue, and ideally something that was mission critical and very hard to unwind, something that I knew would be around forever. And then the last thing was something that could potentially have the opportunity to upsell or add on high margin products to. So I needless to say, started seeing some of the first movers come into the market and was very curious. I did a lot of diligence with a lot of my trusted advisors and friends that control hundreds of thousands of apartments around the country. And what I learned from my friends is that, they all agree that this enterprise level technology platform was needed for our industry. And it's something that was going to happen throughout the entire industry in the next 5 to 10 years. So of course, my next question is, then why aren't you doing it? So most of them explained to me the gaps that these first movers were missing the mark on. And I just said, look, if I could solve those problems, would you be willing to commit to a 7-year contract? Would you be willing to invest over $300,000 per apartment community to move forward with this type of technology? Started getting a lot of yeses, and kind of the rest is history. I assembled, a world-class leadership team around me. So Steve and Mohammed are resident technologists that really helped build this from the ground up. We were able to launch our pilots with some of the world's most notable logos, blue chip logos like UBS and Greystar, which is the world's largest apartment operator. And we were off to the races. So just to kind of give everybody an understanding of our platform, think of iApartments as the perfect lightweight commercial building management system or energy management system platform that becomes the single pane of glass for the operator and also for the residents to really digitally transform those apartment communities. So we are fully integrated into the property management systems. We are the one app that everybody can use, whether it's the operator or the resident, to fully automate these properties from not just a traditional, check in and see how things are going, but we are, of course, using AI to create a much better experience and a more efficient experience for our customers. So we are a full service customer. We are not just handling the software. We also take care of and sell the technology hardware. We install the hardware, and we also provide the ongoing support for our customers. So it's a very true, simple solution for the multifamily industry to move forward and adopt this type of technology. So we are automating things, as you would expect: smart access control through smart locks, smart energy management through our smart thermostat, smart asset preservation by using wireless leak sensors. And then also we are building out AI and automations that are going to be high margin SaaS product upgrades that we'll be bringing to our customers that we feel we will have for life. So iApartments at a glance here, as I had mentioned earlier, we are addressing a massive $22 billion market. There's truly a fantastic opportunity to not only make a mark here, but we have a massive opportunity to continually expand with blue chip customers. As you can see here, folks like UBS and Greystar. All of our customers almost all of our customers are on 7-year non-cancelable contracts. So there is the ability to upsell these customers, and it's very hard for them to unwind this type of program. So it's fantastic on the front end and on the back end with our platform. But we are in a situation now, we are doing very, very well. As you can see, we are EBITDA positive. So we finished 2024 EBITDA positive, and we are EBITDA positive year to date this year. We have over $14 million in contracted annual recurring revenue, which represents about 54,000 units. So we have a great infrastructure, and we are now deployed in over 22 states around the country. So this gentleman right here is the COO of Greystar, which is the world's largest multifamily operator. Andrew has given us a quote that we are going to read to you here. Access and smart home technology are now an absolute must-have, not a nice-to-have. It won't just be in some apartment buildings; it has to be in all apartment buildings. So this is just a good quote to kind of simplify or crystallize what's happening right now. This chart is demonstrating or illustrating the adoption of smart home within single-family homeowners, which are allowed to pick their own equipment and technology. In apartments, renters are not allowed to do that. So it's still very low adoption rate in the multifamily industry. We feel it's right around 5%. So 95% of the market is still wide open. We are currently addressing the main top 3 parts of the market, which are the traditional multifamily units, 24 million of those out there. There's 16 million single family rental that we are addressing, and another 3 million of the student housing units out there that we are currently deployed in all 3 of those subsectors of the market. But there are 45 million addressable markets in our country today. Steve, you want to give everybody a little preview of our platform and how it works?
Absolutely. So as Dave mentioned, we did extensive due diligence in the market, and one of the critical must-haves was the need for an easy to install solution that doesn't require expensive network infrastructure. This led us to build our Smart Hub from the ground up, combining it with our proprietary smart thermostat. This enabled us to utilize a next-gen IoT-specific cellular that eliminates the need for that infrastructure. This Smart Hub thermostat is the base of our intelligent building platform, powering and connecting every apartment and the entire community in an asset-light fashion. Our standard smart home package consists of 1 Smart Hub thermostat, 1 smart lock, and 4 leak sensors. And then this offering could then be extended through add-ons like additional smart devices or integrations that enable enhanced resident offerings and additional property efficiencies through access control and property management system integrations or CRM integrations. This platform, combined with our go-to-market strategy, enables us to rapidly expand our install base, then offer high-margin SaaS-enabled solutions to that base utilizing our deployed IoT infrastructure. And so with that, we're really excited about our Gen 2 Smart Hub thermostat. This next-gen offering is built on top of years of data, client feedback and our learnings from being deployed in tens of thousands of units. Really taking all that information and leveraging it to build this now for the future. So on top of improving our already industry-leading connectivity and performance, Gen 2 will enable us to more quickly innovate and create new offerings for future product lines. And I really should mention, it's worth noting, Gen 2 was built to enable massive cost reductions and supply chain efficiencies that further set us up to scale the business. We're really excited about this, and this will be launching in the beginning of 2026.
So let's talk about how this our technology positively impacts our customers. And when we say positively impacts, we're talking about massive financial gains north of $400,000 per year. And what's unique about iApartments is that we're one of the few technologies that helps our customers both increase revenue and decrease expenses. So similar to my playbook with my last company, Valley Living, we were able to not only solve operational problems to help save our customers money in operations and headcount, but we also provided them an opportunity to create an arbitrage between what we charge them and what they charge the residents. So that is also going on today. So typically, our customers are profiting more than $100,000 per property per year in NOI just from the simple markup of our service. And when you think about that on a multiple on invested capital to our apartment owners, they're making more than 7 times their investment by making the investment into the iApartments platform. So that combined with the ability to create a differentiation in their product to increase their occupancies and their retention, and also having a 24/7 monitoring of their assets, hence avoiding catastrophic losses such as floods and fire and mold remediation, potentially reducing insurance premiums because we are helping them avoid these catastrophic losses. And of course, the operational efficiencies. Simple example is just not having maintenance teams having to cut metal keys anymore. That's one of many examples that are helping our customers reduce headcount. There's also a major trend in our industry to centralize their properties to reduce headcount, and iApartments is the technology catalyst to help them accomplish that. So just drilling down a little bit further on this, as you can see, it is a massive impact of $400,000 a year, but there's additional items that we're doing for our customers, such as self-guided tours. So self-guided tours is a way for prospects to tour an apartment community without having to have a leasing agent hovering over their shoulder while they're doing it. This has become very popular and a massive trend. About half of our customers currently have adopted this. And this will continually improve down the road. As you can imagine, we'll likely have AI agents alongside that tour with prospective residents down the road. But this is a massive efficiency and one example of many what's coming down the pike in the future. So what this all means to our customers is that they're seeing over a $2 million pickup on their asset value when they sell those assets. So and that asset value is purely on the markup. That does not include all the other soft cost savings, such as the competitive advantage and the operational efficiencies that they're getting. So that number is derived simply by just taking the ancillary income number, the $113,000 per year on a 5 cap rate, and that's how they're seeing that type of money when they sell their assets. So here's a snapshot of some of our blue chip logos in our current customer roster. The 3 folks here to the left are 3 of our industry's leaders that most everybody knows in our industry. Andrew, I'd mentioned earlier, COO of Greystar, the world's largest multifamily operator. Linda Coburn, she is the head of asset management for the Pioneer company, Next Metro, that pioneered the single family home rental business. And then John Carlson is the CEO of Mark Taylor, And Mark Taylor is the largest and most well-known leading operator and apartment owner in the state of Arizona. They have over 30,000 units. So we have a number of portfolio clients. As you can see, we have national partnerships. So Greystar is one that it took us 3 years to win that account, but we now have it. We're one of the few approved vendors within their house view at Greystar, and other customers that we are continually growing with. So we still have a massive white space with our current logos. We've only sold into about 2% of all of our current logos today. So still massive growth opportunities with our current customers. And just touching on the amount of time it takes us from the time we sign a contract to convert that to revenue. I think it's important to know that we specifically built this platform to address the entire market, not just new construction or new development properties. So it's really built as the simplest retrofit in the industry, and what that means is it's very simple for us to do an install and quickly go from contract signing to revenue. So that's why, as you can see, 80%, almost 80% of our install base is retrofits. And it only takes us about 3 months from the time we sign a contract to get that revenue going. Now, on the flip side of that, we do have about 20% of our business that is new construction. And as you can see, new construction takes longer. They typically like to sign contracts well in advance in the development process to lock in their CapEx budgets. And that's around a 277-day average to get revenue from the time we sign contracts. So we do focus on retrofits. Steve, you want to touch on the competitive landscape?
Sure. I'll keep this one relatively short for the sake of time, but happy to answer any questions after. But as we mentioned, we built iApartments to address pretty significant gaps in the market. And through our best-in-class reliability, white glove service, and flexible terms, we've been able to establish ourselves as the emerging leader, the gold standard in the market. And that's really evidenced by the fact that we are, I believe, 4 years running now, the highest rated app in the Apple Play Store and or the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store for a smart apartment app. So really proud to kind of have that. And I think that's an indication of our stance in the market.
Just touching on our current customer retention, since we've launched the company in 2020, thankfully, we have never lost a customer, so we have 100% gross revenue retention. And we've now been upgrading our customers to self-guided tours. And of course, we're going to be launching additional high-value, high-margin products in the future that Steve's going to touch on here momentarily. But we now have 103% net retention. And again, we are signing 7-year contracts, which creates a very ripe environment to upgrade our customers to additional high-value products. And the ability to provide the additional value is coming. So we are excited about this. And I'll let Steve touch on some of these products that we are building out.
Thanks, Dave. So with our land and expand strategy, we're focused on building out a suite of SaaS-based solutions for residents, property owners, and operators, leveraging our physical infrastructure. We've invested deeply in building out our product and technology teams comprised of multifamily, HVAC, and IoT experts, and have a deep product pipeline driven both by direct feedback from our customers and what we anticipate the market will require as the digitalization of the multifamily market progresses. As Dave mentioned, we already started with self-guided tours. Really, if you think about it, COVID greatly accelerated the need to provide contactless tours for prospective residents at an apartment community. It accelerated that market by about a decade, I'd say. So we jumped in head first and built out a solution to directly meet our customers' needs. And as Dave mentioned, we have roughly half of our user base utilizing and adopting that as well. And then it's worth noting, Dave touched on this, In addition to building out our product and technology teams, we're investing heavily in AI. Internally, we're using it to lower costs, improve efficiencies and qualities. Our engineers are already seeing 40 to 50% throughput improvement, which is pretty significant. And externally, from an offering perspective, we're highly focused on building asset-light AI solutions that deliver a high ROI to our customer base. We're really excited about our HVAC intelligence product that we're building out. So with our Smart Hub thermostat, we get a massive amount of data coming from the HVAC systems in these apartments. The HVAC system is the most expensive appliance in an apartment. So with that, we're able to see a massive amount of opportunities to improve. So this offering will both include a real-time dashboard. So for the first time, our customers can see in real time how their HVAC systems are performing and address any issues immediately as they come up. And then also through our AI preventative maintenance product, they'll be able to do through predictive analytics, they'll be able to do preventative maintenance to extend that equipment life 15 to 20%, which equals tens of thousands of dollars per community per year. It's a really massive opportunity there as well. So then following that up, we're also excited. We'll be offering the first intelligent fire prevention solution in our space. Again, an asset light intelligent solution to really address the asset preservation side of things. Insurance for some of our clients has gone up 90% over the past 3 years. So both helping prevent loss and then helping mitigate some of those insurance premium increases will go a long way there. And then offering future enhancements that Dave touched on for our self-guided tour platform itself, including agentic leasing teams to really push forward that contactless self-guided tour and enable a prospective resident to visit and tour an entire community, learn everything they need to know about the area, the community, the apartment they're going to live in, visit the apartment they're going to live in, and sign a lease, all without meeting anyone in person. So this lineup through 2027, we're really excited about. We have more to come after this. Back to you, Dave.
Great. Thanks, Steve. And to get to the really exciting stuff, although AI is exciting and our initials are IA, we are an AI first company. So I want to note that, Steve. But again, getting to the exciting financials here, this company is primed and we have the foundation now to truly scale the business to a massive $64 million in recurring revenue in 5 years. So what that means is that this is going to be a cash machine company, forecasting to be approximately $30 million in EBITDA, and that is a 40% EBITDA percentage. And the great news here is that is only acquiring 0.5% of the market. So again, considering that there's 45 million apartments in our country, we're only looking to get to just under 200,000 units to get to those numbers. So we feel that that's very attainable, and we have the right team, the leadership team, and we have the right team even at the execution level, at the ground level, taking care of business. And we're very excited about the future here. So just wrapping up with the opportunity, we are raising $18 million today, primarily for growth capital. We're looking to consolidate some of our debt and capital leases, and also use this for SG&A and other. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, great. Yeah, a lot of questions have come in. So how does your proprietary IoT hardware create barriers to entry versus purely software competitors?
Looking at it from just an install and cost perspective, just by having hardware in the unit makes this one of the stickiest offerings within the space. On average, it costs roughly $300,000 to for the hardware and install to go into a given community. So the cost to actually remove those is pretty prohibitive, which you don't have on the software side of things. So addressing it directly from that standpoint, it can be really expensive to kind of pull out the proprietary hardware on that front.
Great, thank you. And how are you leveraging the operational data collected to drive additional revenue streams or services?
Another great question. So on the my favorite example for that on how we're building these accretive revenue opportunities is HVAC intelligence. So we're taking all that data that we're getting from these HVAC systems, and we're repurposing that into a SaaS offering, both providing value to our customers, but also leveraging that data for this external offering to drive high margin SaaS opportunities for the business.
Great, thank you. With your impressive retention, can you share examples of upselling or cross-selling success that could accelerate ARR growth?
Steve, it's like these are all yours.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't worry, I'm just grouping them together. You're
Okay,
next.
all right, sounds good. Good job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we kind of touched on this one in the presentation. So self-guided tours is a great example of that. That was our first add-on offering, and we're at roughly 50% of our customer base has adopted that now a couple years in. So we expect to see similar penetration levels with our additional offerings we outlined here.
Great. With under 5% penetration in a 22 billion plus market, how quickly can you realistically capture meaningful share? What's a competitive moat that protects that growth?
Yeah, I could take that one, Steve. So, the great news here, guys, is we feel that we are the only company that has truly done the proper diligence to build a product that was very simple and intuitive and quite frankly, the highest ROI by the market. So, we are now being known as the gold standard within the industry. And it's an interesting time in the market. There's an inflection point going on right now in the industry because for the past couple of years after rates increased, there had been a slowdown in growth because of that. However, now that the industry, the market knows that rent growth is coming in 2026 and 2027, we are seeing an aggressive strategy by our customers to start acquiring more deals. And within that strategy, they are underwriting us and putting us in their due diligence process. So we do feel that from a timing perspective, the stars are aligning right now, which is going to help accelerate our growth. But on top of that, we have massive white space within our current customer base that we can help reposition these assets for more NOI. We can help underwrite them when they're refinancing their assets. And anytime they are acquiring deals, they tend to put us into the underwriting process. So that on top of, as we kind of touched on early on in the presentation, the first movers are the ones that are out there. They made a number of decisions to grow at all costs, and that is something that that has caused quite enormous pain on our competitors. So we do have an opportunity right now to grab market share, and we do feel there's going to be multiple winners, but we do feel that we're going to be the biggest and the best winner in the long run.
Great. How diversified is your revenue across your national property manager clients?
So we are very diverse. None of our actual customers make up more than 10% of our revenue. So and keep in mind that even with our portfolio customers, we do sign 7-year contracts with each individual asset. We do not sign master service agreements that control multiple properties. So that really creates individualized commitments by asset, not necessarily by company.
And are there any termination for convenience clauses or other risks that could impact your 7-year agreements?
That's a great question. So there is the ability to terminate for convenience, but there would be a very hefty penalty to do it. We have two different revenue models. One revenue model is where we actually provide everything under a turnkey system. So we provide the equipment, installation, technology under one contract. If they were to cancel that type of contract, it would cost them 50% more approximately than starting over. So it would be very cost prohibitive for them to do that. And then for the contracts that our customers have made the investment for the technology equipment, it really would make no sense to reinvest into that equipment because, as Steve had mentioned earlier, it is proprietary to us, so they would not be able to use that equipment with other systems.
And how strong is the collateral coverage, SaaS contracts, receivables, installed assets relative to the loan size?
So it's very strong. The great news about our revenue is that it is a mission critical service to the customer. So our DSO, I believe, is 37 days. So we have great receivables, and we have plenty of cash to cover debt service.
And what's your historical bad debt rate or payment default rate?
Currently, thankfully, 0. So we have had great success on that front, and again, that also kind of ties in with the 0 cancellations.
And if a family office or investor wanted more than a debt yield, what optionality do you envision around warrants or equity participation?
I would say that we are open to different constructs, so I think that we're open to that conversation.
Okay,
Yep.
great. And in what ways could a family office with real estate or prop tech exposure add value beyond providing capital?
Yeah, that's something that, of course, we would love and embrace. Anytime we could have a partner that can add value besides just the capital, that's always very attractive to us. So we do have one of our major investors on the board that owns real estate himself. He's also a prop tech investor himself. So having more folks like that would be very attractive to us.
Great. Okay, well, that looks like it concludes the questions. For the audience, if you have additional questions or you'd like to be connected to the team here, everyone out there has my email address. I'm happy to facilitate that. In turn, they will have all of your information as well, and we'll be reaching out. Dave and Steve Fisk, I'm going to turn it back over to you for any final words before we close out.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all today. I look forward to answering any additional questions you have as we continue this process.
Yeah, absolutely. I really love the concept of working with family offices. As somebody who has been able to generate some wealth over the years, I hope that I could also help others generate additional wealth within their family offices. So look forward to talking to those of you that see the opportunity here. And similar to my last company, I know 10 years from now we'll look back and say like, wow, remember when there was only a few apartments that had technology in them. We were able to convert these dinosaurs into true digitized communities, and purposely named it iApartments so we can be known as the Kleenex of the industry, similar to what happened with Valet Living. You know, Valet Living is known as a service, not necessarily the company. iApartments will be known as the same thing, the technology for the residents, the renter, and for the operators. So thank you everybody for joining us today.
Thank you so much, and thanks everyone, and have a great day.